Let's just get going. We're back with Constellation, the star boy. He's up to 26 multipliers so far, so we have quite a while to go. We're also fairly early on, I guess. Our mission, I mean, this guy would be a nice combo, but we have way more important dudes. So we're playing a different seed. Where we have loads of blueprints and stuff available, which is cool. I don't remember what hand size. We can check in a pack, actually. That's probably the easy way. We have a big enough hand size that this is going to be better than the ticket. Nice. We have a burglar. We have a decent stack of blueprints. Bleh. Three in a row, just randomly. That's insane, but maybe you've done enough seed science that you've earned it by now. You just get him every single time. I mean, I only play seeded, so it's hard to argue, but when I play, Perkeo is in basically every single run ever, as are the thousands of blueprints. I wonder if we juggle out the showman, because... Welcome. I mean, you don't have to be here the whole time, it's just there's not a whole lot going on often. Just loads of digging through the shop. So we have enough cash that we don't need to care about that guy. I was thinking it would be funny to have him, but... Now the main goal is like... If we're doing the bean in 16, which I think we can... I looked up that we have observatory in 15, so we can start stacking for that, and we can maybe just live off that. That's a fantastic challenge. The bean in 16, right, yeah. But I kind of want to not sell these guys, so I'm going to not use more ectoplasms. We've already used 6. One on this guy, these 2 and this, and then the others I think are... negative nerds that we have already nuked. I mean, we need as many as possible, because since we are... I mean... Really, it's not going to be super relevant, honestly, because... The amount of planets Perkeo can print is never going to be more than what we dig up in the shop, so... We still need as many... blueprints as possible so that we can make more cash. So like it's still going to be a big part of it. But what I'm trying to figure out is, as always, just the bean setup, because we can go in and sell everything and get loads of hand size, or we can just not sell everything and not waste all the ectoplasms that we have used, which that's like the way I normally play it, so I'm thinking I just want to do the opposite, because we can. Yeah, that makes sense also. That would be fancy to land. But then we have to sell... Right. What do we have that we can juggle out? So we need reserved parking, we need the burglar, we... If I'm not using any more ectoplasms, but I still want to keep the showman so that I can find more blueprints and sell as colas, right? Yeah, reserved sounds easy enough. Here I can just check as well. Ola is very easy to spot. Oh, we have a reserved parking. Soon. But I'm thinking I want to not sell the negatives now. Just to play it differently from normal. Is an invisible man we could grab instead, maybe? It's another burglar. It's another blueprint late. I rolled away the parking. Perfect. It's a good start. And I did exactly 0 saves since I started perfect. So eat all the planets again. The start is always the worst. Takes a while to get into the... do things properly. I mean, I can run out of saves as well, it's just... so many of them. And juggle reserve parking for another reserve parking. We might as well fool up some planets. More planets that we can force feed into this guy that's very tiny now. I'm really only using Handy now for animation skip and keybind so I can quick reroll the shop and stuff. I haven't actually learned all of them. But that's really the only one that I can think of. I want to run as few mods as possible and more mods. Like if you run a mod that actually uses the... whatever it's called, the Steam modded framework that breaks the bean bug, and then every single experiment like this becomes impossible. Going to be a lot of shopping. Not the most interesting of things we could be doing, but this is really the only way to do it. Now let's not roll past that thing, because we still need to make cash. Like it's really the... it's going to be a cash run more than anything else. A mod for seeded challenges sounds good. I'm gonna buy... not use, but... do we take that? Just a randomly used ectoplasm. And if you ever use Steam modded for anything, remove it and put it back in. Also, all your saves are broken. So it's a bit dodgy. So I couldn't go back to... like when we had the deck with 3000 cards or whatever, I could never go back to that save with the mod so that I could actually open the deck, which was a bit of a shame, but it's just the way it goes. I just want to have that so we can print a couple of extras before we go all in on the planets. I also have used the random negatives that are useless. They're only easy bosses, I haven't checked, but that makes sense. I mean, we have the... whatever it's called. The voucher to reroll bosses, retcon. The one I never find normally. That is very nice. Can actually just handle them, no problem. But I'm thinking about the bean in 16. We need score for that. And we have observatory in 15 unless something goes wrong. Else all we have is glass cards. Yeah, Serpent too, so... What Wraith, just nuke all the cash. So I'm still wondering, the ectoplasm I used was on this, so we can get one more if we want to. We need to keep this... I'm guessing we are scoring off glass cards now, because we have enough. And we are only in ante 12, where the blinds are fairly large, but shouldn't be a problem yet. But like, I don't have any steel cards, so the mime is only for cash, and we need cash, so... I still think let's just wait for 16. Should maybe bring like a death card or something in as well, so we can make more glass cards if we have a massive problem, because we don't have that many. Bring a disco card in also. This should, if this follows the ectoplasm logic, it should be on this guy. If it lands. No, but it was still on the blueprint. I did notice I wasn't going to. If you want to keep track of everything I miss, you are going to have literally a full-time job, because there's going to be so many things. Just blow all the cash on planets. Or the dude that's only 31. I mean, that's probably enough to carry the score for now also, so... I don't know, I don't think it's worth throwing... Like, we could throw the mime, but then we make less cash. We don't have a dice. It's better to just throw the mime for a dice, maybe guarantee it, instead of having 2 chances to. And also, if I want to bring the disco card... Let's just bring it for now, see if we can land a chosen card. I literally just want to gamble on a... Getting a disco card. That's the whole reason. We could also throw this guy, but then we're getting no more blueprints. But if I'm not picking up more blueprints anyway, then he is the reasonable choice and we can make more cash. That makes sense. Yeah, but we can make more money is more good. I'll be honest as well, I didn't look at how much I rolled away, but... So do we trade the showman for half of a dice steroids? I think we do. I'm gonna do it anyway. So we can go in and make more cash. And then we play around and see where we are at. Also, I don't need to have this. But we save some of those. Burger Man, we have 23 hands. And we should retrigger this and like that. Yeah. I sold. And then we crash. Right, perfect. Callback, what is... Why is there a problem going to main menu like that? Never makes any sense. Yes, but once we have observatory at the big old forbidden nanny, we don't need a scoring joker ever. That's the plan. So we might as well like sit on a few planets initially. Okay, let's just click it normally, no speed clicks. It's not a disco card, so it's a completely wasted thing. Yeah, it's by far the best play I could imagine. Just crash the entire game. We're making good cash at least. Also, you're saying I'm too fast for the game because that would be a world first. I'm not a particularly fast man in anything ever. But this is good cash. Well, I mean, saving the save is important. And now what? We can play, because I didn't draw the glass cards, but we can actually try Constellation. I mean, 5 retriggers on 32 multiplier is going to be decent, right? So play these, because why not? You see where we're at. 16 East. So how far did you manage to take throwback? Because that's one I could have definitely done better. But it would need a little bit more seed science to get it to go all the way. Why do I need an emperor? But like with this amount of cash, we can spend 70 years in the shop. So I'm not even gonna look. I'm just gonna go with this is common. It makes sense that we can find that again. We're going to be rerolling a lot. A normal run, right. So I sold the showman, so we can't find more blueprints anyway. I'm still thinking it would be funny to have an astronomer in here just to claim that he saved. I mean, he's going to save an insane amount of money. But the main cost is going to be the reroll anyway, so it's just a wasted slot. It's just, it would be funnier. You can also look at the hands, like... So for those of you that have watched like a couple of times, I think I always forget to level up my hands. This is pretty good. And it also looks like there's no plan whatsoever when it's just random hands at random numbers. Just exactly what it is. $34, like this. It's going to be a lot of clicking, and it's going to take probably quite a few streams. Can we rare block for bean though, like... But to guarantee that we spawn a Baron, then we need to have like an extremely precise... I have not done much of that. Okay, I have a compromise also with the aura card where I missed the planet. I'm gonna go in here and use the disco card instead. Then we're gonna land. Yeah, but there's still quite a large amount of rares, so how do we guarantee that we land a Baron? Honestly, I think the autosave is going to be the most important part of this run, just so I can't mess things up. We've still only spent like 5 grand. Do we want random rock card? I mean, not really. I like to have the collection normally, but it's like if we're already making enough cash that we can spend this long in the shop. Just imagine the amount of shopping is going to be in this. And I think I will cut like 100% of it. Yeah, we can double check it, right? 1 in 400 is also like, that feels like basically the same odds as the wheel. Sadly, the dice doesn't work for that. Yeah, rocks would be cool. It was like a way to make more cards, but then we have to also bring death cards. I think it's better we just fish for cryptids. And we're still using the burglar when we go in, so we can't really just re-trigger the Rockman, even though that would be funny. In the planet run, just grab some random rocks, pretend they are planets. You pretend the egg is a planet also. Then I don't know what other cards we could just like scam our way into counting them as planets, so we can use those as well. Because the rock boy would make sense if we could. More rock spawning is more good though. The game should have just let you have that. Missed a single planet. But we've spent now... Did I have 27 grand? Or 22? I have already no idea. Oh, that too, yeah. But, I mean, the aura is unlikely to land. I think really what I want is a cryptid just to make more gold cards so we can play all the cards, all the hands. Disco Fist. Forgot to buy the priestess. This is going to be the entire run. Literally the best negative we can have with... Okay. So if I'm bringing... I should have had the rock in as well, but whatever. Let's just have the bus. Yeah, so this is enough shopping. Don't know how many ectoplasms we will need, but... What do we have, like... We have like 14. It's going to be a lot of negative hand size that we can probably already never use, so... and we want... Parking. The mime. We had more than enough east, so we don't need to draw the glass cards now, but later we might have to actually play more cards so that we draw the cards that score. Or do we just, like that's not enough, we don't have observatory anyway. So what do we have if we don't do anything? Just the glass cards and the Constellation. Oh, we have to wait for this, of course. That's a mistake. It's going to take 1,000 years now because I can't change it when it started. So watch this not even score because it's only 40 times. And that's literally all we have. Can I put this all on the mime now as well so we can have 2 planets? Alright, you can move them now, yes, I remember. Do you want it on the mime or just on the Constellation? This 40 might be... It's only 450 million. Pick up in mime, yeah. Like that, so we have more cash after. Just niche cash things that will take another hour or so. But the concern is if Constellation is enough on its own, because we don't have any more multi than that. We have brainstorms, blueprints on the mime. Before, right, so it's too late. Still fine. And then we have 1,000,000 mime triggers. But that means that I can do this now just to... So I can't forget later. But there's no way that this is more cash, sure, but it's just cash. Cash is good, but it's very time ineffective. So that's like 13 or 14 ectoplasms. If we go up to negative 21 on the last one, there's like no way we can use them. Yeah, I mean we have 709 million-ish, which I'm not gonna remember. It's going to be out of my mind the second it disappears from the screen. Brain cell not very good at retaining, well, anything anymore. Especially not critical information. Welcome to the shopping simulator. Boosting a Constellation boy. It's over 40 at least. There we have the cash problem solved. A golden boy and his bus. Nice. I still wish that we could just... Like we could pretend the bean and the egg are planets. Just do some scams. Get this faster. Or like train an AI to do the shopping for me to save a couple of hours. But else all there is to it is just make cash eat every single planet. Oh well, I'm not eating the planets, we're force feeding them into the face hole of this boy. Should probably be there so we can see him. The chosen one. The star of the show that's going to do a whole lot of nothing. Invisible Man, always funny, but don't think we have space. Or like a sheath. It's like, could be the moon. Do we not have any jokers that just print planets? Because I mean, I really don't know. I know blueprints and brainstorms and Perkeo, and there my joker knowledge just stops. I mean, there's astronomer making them free, but maybe that's it. It's just the most laid-back run of all time. Just do the shopping, make some cash. We're going to have to worry about score and beans and stuff anyway. It's going to be nice and precise. Oh, there are 2 more legendaries. Then we need a slot for a dagger and those 2. That sounds like a fun thing to do. It's like it's nice to have a side mission in this. And the bean is still going to be a side mission, because if we're trying to keep the negatives we have, it's going to be extremely tricky to get anything out of the bean. Is there a negative dagger? So I had a quick look at the negatives. I didn't write anything down because there was nothing super cool that I saw. Such a slow gain as well, as he's going to be a billion clicks before that guy is even at 100. It's not that many cryptids either. I don't have one randomly, right? No. We're leveling up the hands. I mean, that's not really going to be... Like, hand level is already not... I mean, it's not bad with 157 base, but... It's never going to keep up with the blinds, even a little bit. We have one. Dagger. Maybe that's enough shopping. Like spending 175 bucks just to have a random Saturn to eat. We got another cryptid as well. Okay, and the parking boy, the mime. Yeah, so if we're keeping the negatives, we kind of have to just do the gamble with many beans, but when I've tried that before, it has always been terrible. As in, I got like somewhere between 15 and 25 hand size, and if I just go in with a single bean, and realistically Constellation in this case, I'm more in the like 50, 60 to 80 hand size if we go in with a lot of hands. So it's just... But I'm thinking it can be fine to do as an experiment, just to play it differently so we don't play it the same every time. And we can't throw this guy. Again, Perkeo is not going to print that many planets, so it's not going to super matter here. So now we do then one Constellation, the rest on the mime. bean times 2? I don't even know what the glass cards are now, but let's just gamble on these. Perfectly fine. This is tricky because I don't really want to go down in ante and have to play more rounds, but we're going to have to do that eventually anyway. But we should save it for beans. So if we can line that up as well, we have a nice extra. I mean, perfectly usable guy with all the discards that we have. Another Baron. I think my main concern with this is that it's going to take like 7 weeks to do. Negative. It's a lot of negatives. Not the most useful guys, but they're trying. But I don't have to buy every single fool, and it's just extra stuff. And Temperance as well, like what a useless card compared to the cash we're making. Too greedy. Greed is sometimes reasonable, most of the time it's just a massive problem. Especially when you beans everything, and that's also going to be super valuable. But now maybe Temperance is up in value. Showman. Just gonna write down that he exists. It's unlikely. I don't think I will be going back in this run because it's too slow. Double Showman. And also the planets are in different slots, so I actually have to pay attention as well. Just going to use the cryptid. Should I make more glass cards actually, because we will run out. Guaranteed. This is seeded, yeah. It would be a bit wild otherwise to land this. I mean, it's possible. But we're going for this guy. 50, so we fed him a couple of planets, but he needs so much more. I need to try the challenges as well. It's been suggested a couple of times. I just forget that they exist, but that should be a nice, faster video to do. Because some of these are just... But it's hard to pick a good topic. Like, how do you pick a video that's interesting enough, but that does not take 47 years to record? We're getting the priestess as well, but whatever, it's good enough. There's loads of jokers to try in the game, lots of combos and stuff, and there's infinite things to do with mods. But it needs to be interesting enough to watch, so there's just no point. So with this, like, I will just cut literally all the shopping. I don't know how much... We've done one stream, so like 3 hours probably. Plus whatever, half an hour today. We're on day 13. And this is only going to get slower as we get more cash. More blueprints. I might choose to just not spend all the cash in every shop as well. So that is not too slow. Is it possible to go that far into negative cash? That would be cool. So I was thinking the only thing you can really do with negative cash is stack credit cards, and you could play the boss where you lose cash for every card played with 1,000,000 hands. cola. The tooth, yeah, that's the one. But that's still not going to be an impressive number. I'm assuming we should still do the colas if we have done them. Missed the planet as well, but now let's see if we can find a cash guy. At least the pile is worth 50 now. But this is now getting too expensive. Should probably just play around. Yeah. Now we don't even... Okay, we actually landed a cash guy out of the negative riffraff. What a shot in the dark. Let's use these as well. Okay, but now all we have to do is this. We don't... I mean, we can't discard, so that's... it's just a troll. Right. Well, then Constellation can look big and cool. Or do we just do the mime so we still make some cash? Not enough, we need the glass cards. The only way to get the glass cards is to play the gold cards. Luxury tax. Right. Still only 4 glass cards. Where's the last one? Well, we have... Hopefully we have more than 5. Or you lose hand size. Okay. That's... Okay, but now we need a cash joker more than anything. I'm going to just not buy that. That means that the voucher order might be beansed and we might not find what we need. When we need it. Sometimes you just have to gamble. Tiny man. Not going to be relevant here, sadly. Like, again, it's nice to just use different Joker dudes. Because so much just comes back to the 15,000 blueprints. This is still better than nothing. A disco hit the road. That's another thing we could do, that's... But it still requires going late if we want to discard as many jacks as possible. We still need like a stupid setup, so... Business card is also better than nothing for cash. Where's that parking? So either one of these we require... Well, we have the dice, we might as well keep the business card, but there's less money. Right, so ticket's still better. Just hands down. No competition whatsoever. More planets. Always more planets. All the planets. Nothing else will do. I mean, I have already missed so many planets that... cannot claim to have eaten all the planets. We have a pack also. Might as well. Cola, do we throw the ticket? I think we need to keep something for cash. There's the parking as well. Okay, perfect. Roll past everything we need. At least Handy has keybinds for this as well, so I can use both hands. It's a bit nicer than just clicking everything. Showman again. It's a lot of that guy. And we're hopefully going to have a decent pile of planets when we get to the, not planets, tags, double tags for the thing and the stuff that we might do at some point. I'm just gonna decide that we don't need more ectoplasms. Seems unlikely. We can again go back to mime and this. That may be possible. Don't know how much sense it makes to just buy everything in the shop. Because it would not be able to buy jokers, but it would get tarot cards involved and stuff. Now we might need a bit more Constellation involved. So again, I don't have all the glass cards, but yeah, we do. Sort of. Instantly missing the priestess. Yeah, we will be blocking the Joker pile most of the time, I think. It's unlikely that we ever have a slot free for any reason. I'm trying to save it and see if we can double beam. This is also perfect with the burglar. Because if we can double beam, that's better, but then we'll also see like that too. I'm just too focused on the bean, but I think I will have to put some sort of time cap on this. So we've done one ante in 45 minutes. It's very slow. Now there's just also no planets. But I don't know what I prefer now. More planets so we get more multiplier, or just less planets so I don't have to click. It's kind of the same to me already. So many random things that we're going to have to sell them anyway, but nice to have a collection for a while before we burn it all. Well, we can't make room for anything either because they are all negative. Clever boy, a golden boy, a to-do list, all the things that will have literally zero impact. What has he made, like $16 so far? Not the worst, but it's like a fraction of the rerolls. Negative ice cream, wow. Disco pants, another astronomer. I'm seeing that guy everywhere. Oh yeah, we'll burn fast, right? Yeah. Fastest burned ice cream in the universe. That was the reserve parking. Let's just go. So it's such a shame that there isn't another mod to just stack consumables. They've made everything so much better. Sadly, we can't watch it melt, but it's gonna melt. We could, but I'm thinking again it doesn't really matter. It's just going to take, it's going to be slower. You can make more cash and stuff, sure, but I don't have the glass cards now, so we need more re-triggers. It's literally just a speed decision. Because I do have to keep making videos. And also that reroll $2 less is like, it's nice, but it's not gonna make a difference here. But I mean, things are more balanced for normal play. This is not the kind of stuff you were ever supposed to do, but it is available. Yeah, $4 is pretty good. It's on par with the Golden Boy, the voucher or the Joker, the same effect. Invisible Man, this would be cool to have around. Sadly, he's kind of useless. So she is actually the best tarot card now by a long shot. 67, I guess we should try to catch a cool number. She's coming up. Second ice cream. It's nice, you can always go for another one. But we're going to again melt it before we have time to eat it. Unless we just inhale it right now. Before the bosses and the burglar have time to get their hands on it. We had like, I think I said 13 or something last time. Or 14. I think we can go so the last one is negative 21. So no matter how many beans we land, we probably have more than we can ever use. So it's time to just print planets. Because if the voucher thing is correct, we're going to have observatory next, aren't they? Which not gonna matter for a long time, but if we just print 1,000 planets, we're fine from there on. Okay, so we have way more than we can ever use. But my plan is to save them until after 16. Then just do the bean once with less jokers, and then just slam them in, and we will have to just manage best as we can. Could also literally just skip more beans, again, because it's going to be slow. And any time save is kind of nice. So I'm not even going to be... We missed it by a long shot. But I wonder if we even have... Because I'm starting quite late printing these. Like, we might not even print enough to hit the forbidden number with only planets. We might already be past that. The burglar involved. Rob some nerds. I'll just make sure I draw the glass cards also. Oh, I'll try to. Because if we're not actually playing Ticket, we don't need to play that many cards, so we already have more than we need. Yeah, that's a lot of planets. The glass cards really all at the bottom of the pile. Do I have none left? We don't have a single one left because we have a dice, of course. That makes a lot of sense. It's a bit of a beans. That's the ice cream melted again. But we can play more on this guy. And we can also play fourth kind. It's not enough. Oh yeah, we have decent level hands also. So we need more than just the blueprints on Constellation for score already. But we can just go all on him and see where we are at. And 4 is what we have set up for. 16, so it's not a lot of margin, but he will grow. Probably still do a thing or two. Am I going to have to make more glass cards? I guess I should. It's just they are guaranteed to explode, so it seems kind of pointless. But it's still good to have them for if we throw the dice away. Another showman. He's at least around. So when we get to 100 multiplier, we will have eaten 1,000 planets. Another way to do this is that we could also just set like a goal. Okay, so priest is pretty cool. We could aim for like 1,000 multiplier, for example, and then just stop. If we want to see more videos happening. Just trying to find a way out of this, so I don't have to spend such an absurd amount of time on it. Also missing the priestess. Should have like a mod that where I could just decide on some cards and they would like flag up in red or whatever. So priestess and all the planets and everything else just like remove from the shop. We don't need it. But even then, she will still be worth 2 planets, so like she's more value than... Just sell the dice, get the cola involved. More cola is more good. I don't have a showman, so I have to sell them too. Right. That's what we're doing. But we're stacking the tags. Time wasteful. Yeah, it's just the shopping is too much. Like, I don't think it's watchable either, is the other concern. But that's why I'd say the edited video is still like the main thing I do. Rather than like streaming for actual views and income and stuff. Well, like juggling the planets, that's also going to be impossible eventually. Could bring you if we find nothing else. Disco stencil. So we did stencil already. And that was kind of interesting, digging through all the Eternals. But that's also a more manageable goal, like that's reasonable. This is an insane one. That's enough shotgun for now. Sell the ectos. So we are basically never going to be using them anyway. The hiker could be a fun one also. Cash is down so much without the dice, but it's nice with the difference. Just gonna use the cryptid so we keep the pile reasonably managed. And then we go all on the almost 80 multiplier constellation and the planets that we have. Or of a kind level 60. That also sounds like an insane one that will take 1,000 years, but that's doable. Like, I haven't done any real hiker run so far. We just had him on some disco rocks a little bit, but not an entire setup dedicated to that. We have a nice, like 24 jokers is a nice, decent pile. We have the dagger as well if we want to stab up some dudes. I think we just colas take priority, right? As funny as the invisible man is, if he was the one that nuked my internet, he doesn't deserve to be in the pile. Yeah, and probably more fun as well with actual gameplay. So I'm just gonna set a limit on this so that we don't go too far into insanity, but for now it's fine to do. Still needs to be a nice and big, juicy multiplier, but another thing we could choose to do to limit it is just to not do any more beans. There are options. So it's 13 tags. I'm gonna have to keep a counter once we go off screen because there's no way to know, right? I can't pronounce literally anything. I don't know what it means, so I'm gonna be careful. But I mean, reading that with an English brain is just sail. And something Balatro. I need to remember to bring a glass card as well. I just want to have a couple of those guys around. As like an out. If I cut it too close and we have nothing. So what happened to Constellation? Why is it a fraction? 2.999 did I eat not an entire planet? We missed a bite. Or Jimbo nibbled a bite somewhere maybe. Yeah, that's gonna happen. It's just, it was never meant to eat so many planets. We filled up the entire dude already. What's that Spanish? Yeah, I've seen some of those with like wordplay on Balatro. But the answer is also I can't play Balatro. That's the honest one. I can only play Seeded Madness. I've forgotten what the normal game is like. And I don't know if I even want to go back now because I have no idea what I would do. Maybe it would be funny though. Like an actual Balatro gorilla tries to play Gold Stake. So 14 is the entire, right. I did mute myself somehow. Didn't even know I had a keybind for that, but of course I do. And also I would never have seen because I don't have room for like recording programs, chat and stuff. So I have my actual notes over my audio stuff, which is not the best slot. But maybe I don't need the seed analyzer now. Because we're re-rolling so far anyway, we're going to just find stuff. Well, not like I said anything important while I was muted, I was just wondering about the random seed nanny. Always seems insane that people actually hit. Cool, it's nice to hear that people actually like the videos. The streams are less watchable, but that also just comes down to picking challenges that are watchable. Which I think I can maybe learn to do. Or from mouse stops. That I was pointing at something. I mean, you have some good eyes and decent brain cells to just know what's going on when I have no idea. But when people are going for an infinite random seed, I mean, obviously you know what it takes to land it. But are you like actively just trying to beat every seed, or just seeing if it has potential and then roll out? Yeah. Like anything with... But in unseeded negative tags are also like, you can land something, but it's impossible to calculate where it goes. I'm going to forget that I don't have a dice, and I'm going to spend all my cash. We're closing in on 100 at least. I'm still hoping it doesn't get fixed, because it's typically the kind of thing that's funny to leave in. But then I guess also, if it does get fixed, all the videos actually using it will have more value. Yeah, so just fishing for a good run. It's still an insane achievement to do. Eat all the planets. What do we do when we're no longer hungry for planets? How many planets can a man eat before he explodes? Quite a few by the looks of it. It's like we're limited by the wallet more than anything else, like cash. That is Sixth Sense for you. I've dragged him 16 until he's unseated and got absolutely nothing. He's the worst. But Seance is still like, it's hard to set up that hand like a straight flush, but it's also, it's not like you can reliably re-trigger it in unseated anyway, so it's, I'm guessing Sixth Sense is the only real choice. Now we can do that at least. We can also just make a glass card so we have it. It's a brutal game. I don't remember the number of seeds, but it's something absolutely insane, so chances that you land something that's just going to be garbage or filled with only common things, quite high. Oh yeah, if you spectral block with negatives as well, that's smart. It's another thing I also never really do. I never block anything, I just play. We have more... Now we have observatory as well. So we are now 26E. Right, cool. We are ahead, sort of. A bean. Always the bean when you don't need it. Still think we need a bean planet, an egg planet. 8 ball could be a planet that's like... whatever the 8th planet is normally. Is it Pluto? Don't even know, I haven't looked at anything vaguely star or planet related since school, I guess. But no, I'm more interested now in like which is the favorite planet. That's Pear, clearly. It's the one showing up the most, but I already sold the showman, so we can't have dupes. Loads of beans. But we can't really... I mean, we can, but if we pick up beans in an earlier until we still have to play around, it's going to be a way worse bean. Like 20% of the bean just rotted away before we use it. Those sound like a fun combo to play though, like, 'cause it's a very unorthodox way to do it. Like the Baron and the... slightly more fancy Baron, but way worse. But it's also, if it's unseeded again, then maybe just getting the actual multiplier from the queens before the Baron goes in is actually some value, I don't know. Vouchers, I mean, it's because I've played a lot of the same seed, but that's where I have some of the worst luck as well, like retcon in Ante 30 or whatever. It's just insane. I heard something like 2 quintillion seed, which is a number I looked up, but on the top of my head I don't even know how many zeros that is. I also don't know if it's true. Like everything these days, doesn't matter what you search for, you have 17 million results for and against. An infinite amount of AI hallucinated answers. So I'm just deciding that I know nothing anymore and I will never know anything either. Just accept that. Eating blueprints I can do. And nothing else is worth knowing. We can sell a blueprint for more cash, which I guess we should. Just so we have the cash. For the future. The burger man involved. Juggle the nerds, do the things. Okay, we are 12 off 100 mods. Also, the AI just assumed the role of you as well. That sounds insane. Or is it just breaking the rules because it can do whatever it wants? No. Back to business as usual. Just play everything wrong, it's fine. I'm totally doing it on purpose, where I just don't want to make any money so I don't have to reroll the shop. That's the new game. I don't know what the particle accelerator or collider refers to either. I've heard it mentioned, but I don't actually know what it means. I can also always, I mean, it's not true, but I can also always claim that I'm playing it wrong on purpose, because then you guys can look very smart and cool on the internet by correcting whatever I do wrong. Which is going to be a lot, realistically. Yep. Also, it's just literally whatever this is with Perkeo cloning things and blueprints. That makes sense. Square man. I mean, we are playing one four-of-a-kind hand, so he's going to gain some ships. The worst square man ever seen. We hit 100. Right. So that took probably 4 hours to hit 100. But we can, I mean, I can hopefully do it faster now. The start was still slow because there's more things to misplay or forget or go back for in the start. Now it's just a matter of slamming the planets, vaguely play well for cash. Yeah. But it's unlikely that we ever find the perfect seed. I mean, there are dudes on the Discord now actually running Immolate, I think it's called, where you can actually set your own filters so you can you can search for specific negatives naturally in whatever ante you want, really. Whereas the egg will only allow me to search for negative legendaries and a negative in the first pack of something specific. Which is still, you can get the insane start with negative Perkeo, negative blueprint, and clone the blueprint. But everything beyond that is just like random luck. You can search for vouchers also. Is there a sneaky ectoplasm in here? There is. Okay, maybe my eyes are getting better. Also trying to multitask, like pouring water and buying things at the same time, not the smartest moves. But we have a lot of time while we do this, so maybe like coming up with more interesting things to do for future videos that where we don't just land in runs that take 70 million years in the shop. So that should be 15 tags now. I'm gonna keep track as long as I remember. I mean, it would be hilarious if you get them both in the first pack, so you have to choose one. It's like the most troll start I can imagine. I have also never really played a photo shad properly, but I can definitely see it being good. We've used it a little bit, I think, before we find a Baron or whatever. Now I'm just missing planets because I'm asleep. Going to be. This is also just a lottery with Perkeo where now we don't need to print things evenly, but yeah, we passed 100 a while back. 105. Okay, now I'm actually doing reserve parking, maybe. And we're also just getting the Giga hand now, which is not gonna matter because we don't have a Baron, but and this is the mime, right? And not just the burglar. Re-trigger the burger man in round. So flash guy, flash joke, flash card is a good suggestion, but that will also, it will be the same run as this, where we have to make infinite cash and re-roll 487 billion times. Which is not the most watchable gameplay, sadly, but it's a fun joker. And I have re-rolled 1.8 million cash once in the same shop, which is not the effective way to do it. 117 is not bad. But I didn't have a flash card, so I didn't even make a good one when I could. Bean? Alright, there was... We are in 16, right. Are there more beans in 16? I think there is another one deep. But we're going to have to... Yeah, this is trickier now if we are actually going to bean. But you can just fold the pizza slices into a... like, merge it into a new pizza and spread it out. Is that possible? Natural negative anything is always the dream. I mean, most of these, they're not the most dreamy guys, like a 30-buck egg. This is also super relevant, right? At least it's a different color, so we know we have that one. And we are blocking... I mean, that was maybe something else. that we already had, so it became a Jimbo. But we need to think about the bean now, because if we are picking up more than one bean, we also need a showman. Which I don't have. Where's the flashcard? The spicy shrooms on the pizza. So many negative. I mean, you are right. You have the 4-ship square man. What a guy. Yeah, hopefully, like, if we have enough, we can maybe land more than one good joker with it. But since we have to spaff all of them at the same time, it's tricky. What would you sell for the flashcard, though? The Baron. So I think I looked and there's another bean fairly deep in this. So maybe we just go for that. We have a showman also. Okay. Let's keep him for now. He can stay for the bean madness. And instantly we have a second one of this. Yeah. It's the collection of absolute trash. We can double bean now with the showman. So we can try it. I mean, it's in here somewhere. We have a 109, so we have it. A double delayed gratification with a burglar. We don't need to have the burglar in here permanently, but he has been fairly useful. Yeah, that was a mod with the 32 planets. That's Saturn, which it will allow you to stack negatives that are the same, so it's very useful for managing the pile, but it also, for whatever reason, just gives you more slots. Second square man, so we have square man and then his big brother with 4 ships. Maybe we just ignore Constellation and we just go for the worst collection of garbage we can possibly find. It's a different challenge. That's the other bean. So I'm thinking, do we just play the rounds? Yeah, they are definitely carrying. So at 121 we have the bean. If we just do this and we play the round, kind of like having the double square man. We will definitely sell the showman. Then we just burger man. We have a natural crimson heart also, which is kind of cool. Not that common. No dice now, so not the most cash. Double what? Like double anything that is terrible is just twice as bad, as far as I'm concerned. We have double square man and double delayed. I think that's the only, I mean, except the blueprints, but there's really only 3 of them. Yeah, we can try double bean. That's I want to have some variety in how we play it, so that's a good thing to just try. 110 on this nerd. We can stack loads and loads of planets. I think the most I've had is 700 or 800 at some point. Probably when we did the Wii Joker 1,000 years ago. So this is a problem where we have the bean now. So I need to do less rerolls in the shop. And also just ignore a round. Again, for speed reasons. So this is just so we can dig up 2 beans easily for the boss, and then we can try that, and then we see how much we can be arsed to just print cash every single round. So I'm sure your math is correct. It also reminds me of university, where like I did a business degree, so we just had to be concerned with the conclusions, and we had to just always assume that the math was right. And if it was not right, it was someone else's fault, so whatever. So that's the way I do math now as well. Just, I see some math, it's probably fine. And that's good enough for me. But the problem, of course, with the bean is that, first of all, we have to purge all the negative, useless nerds. But even with 2 beans, it's still a random chance between whatever we keep. I'm gonna make a save here as well, so we can go back if we want to. Where are we? We can sell the park and we can buy the bean. And then we just dig for more beans. Looks like there's some... Yeah, there's ectoplasms in here again, because I didn't... If I don't move this literally every round, it will be a mess. But I'm also just hoping that nobody cares, because it's too much to just do. This is why Saturn would be nice, because we would see... We would have 1 planet and 1 ectoplasm. That is correct with the... We might not beans the beaning. Let's just speed roll for... So we have... We can sell the showman and go 2 beans. We can also sell the mime if we really want to. We could actually triple bean if we feel like it. I've done 4 once. That's my max. It would be funny at some point just to go in with like 16 beans and see what happens, but... Many burger men, a brainstorm. We're actually going to skip a brainstorm and another flashcard. And a blueprint. Okay, but I think this is what you said about the seed as well. There's like 2 blueprints or whatever in literally every ante. It's insane for that. So I think this would be a good seed to go for like a max giga hand size and just spend it all on ectoplasms and have 1,000,000 blueprints. Yeah, we're trying double bean or maybe triple bean depending on how deep we want to dig, because I have no idea if or when we have another bean. Okay, so reloading the game fixed this at least, but I'm assuming it will break again if it broke that quickly. More blueprints. So it would have been nice to have had a cola through this. We could have sold for some more tags, but whatever, we can't do it all. And now we have to focus on the bean. Bean planet, the main planet. The best planet that rots away in 5 rounds. I guess I should also just buy the packs. It's different. Keybinds to quick buy and quick use the card. One day I will learn. So many disco nerds now also. But no more beans. Double Lucador, like they were just guarding that egg. The square man and his pants. Another showman. Everything except more beans. So the problem here is also that there was a bean super early, so we have seen 2 beans. But I ate planets, so we missed it. I mean, really anything that's not Constellation can be sold. Just depends on how wild we want to be. We can sell the mime. We need the burglar for more hands. We are going to sell the entire stack of negative random shenanigans because else the chances of ever landing the bean are nothing. That might be... Does that matter for cost? Because I'm assuming the flush house will overwrite another planet, but it could be fun to just get that in and see where we land. Just to have all of them. That's another bean. So I'm thinking it's the mime. We can also, if we want to... Yeah, but we've also spent like... We are well beyond 600 cards deep when we found that. Let's just see if there's like a reasonable third bean. Because we definitely don't need to keep the showman. Another blueprint. We have eaten a couple of planets. This guy is 116. That too, but we were using mime for cash with the parking. So mime had a use. I think he may have just been a freeloader in here. I mean, do I look like I keep track of what's in the pile and that I know what even half of this does? Well, you can't see me actually, but you get the point. I'm basically the Jimbo juggling all the cards. That's me. During this spree, right? Yeah. Probably. Are there more beans, or is this just a massive waste of cash? Disco guys, more brainstorms. We have Observatory, we have extra Joker slot, we have Retcon, which is really the main one. I want to get the one for planet cards, but not the one for playing cards or whatever else. And if we're lucky, we can also find the go down and ante. Okay, triple bean. And now we just have to do the insane move of delete the square man, troll, clever, golden joker, Steven, one delayed gratification on to-do list, another gratification, riffraff, pareidolia, splash. How big is the egg? 36 bucks. An egg with 36 bugs would be more reasonable, I think, because if we've kept it for that long, it's definitely rotten. Okay, so we have 3 beans in. We're selling this guy also, and we can sell the not negative, so this is not the worst odds. Watch me just forget to move the burglar. The burger man. The egg is capped. I have had a big egg at some point. But that's a more funny thing to do. So we sell these. And we have 8 jokers, 3 beans. I mean, you will see that we hit bean into bean literally every single time. But this is still fine, like we are playing it differently. I like that. New seed, new strat. It's absolutely terrible. We've had 2 beans so far in half our hands. 3 beans. Literally 1 per bean. But this is fine. Like, this is better than... Not a single double bean, at least. Am I lucky or am I unlucky? Because the more beans we hit, the more cash I can make, and the more of this I have to play. I should play more unseeded. I literally have not had time to play unseeded ever lately, since I'm trying to make more videos. We also have glass cards. But this is surely fine for score, right? We have loads of planets. Just see the Constellation guy carry also. So was that E14 before the planets? That's not bad. Oh no, we have to sit through this also. But what do we do now if we have the voucher to go down and Ante? Is it probably the easy move is to just go in with slightly worse beans? And we could dig for a showman and more beans. But it's unlikely that we get that, right? But I'm gonna call that a good enough bean and that we just move on. Yeah. Now we need to rebuild. Business card? Sure. What's in the pack, actually? Big 1 multiplier on the throwback. Burglar back is cool. If we sell more, we can definitely get more hand size, but the question is, because we have used 6 ectoplasms, so this is effectively like throwing away 6 plus 5 hand size. Which I don't know if that's worth it. It's the one thing I've never really figured out was better. So I think I'm fine with this, because normally I will sell literally everything. We just burn the entire pile. It will be this guy and a bean, and that's it. But we've also done enough of that, so this is a different approach. And if it's worse, we will just change it up next time again, burn everything. I want to do more Chicot runs as well. I mean, I really don't need to keep the 3 beans. Start parking from... That's an extremely lucky pull as well. 1 in 150 minus whatever we have. Banana. And with this, we are still fine for score. I mean, most of you guys know more about Balatro than I do, because the one thing I know is how to eat blueprints. That's the thing I'm good at. The rest I have no idea. If a run doesn't have 400 blueprints and Perkeo, I'm done. Showman, I guess, also fairly important. But because the bean... Well, most of the experiments require Perkeo, really, is why. So it's been easier to not do Chicot, because to do him, we need to have many of him specifically. And then he takes up slots that cannot be blueprints. But we can also try to just force a Chicot setup instead, because it's different. It's more interesting to do all the invisible men. They are horrendous trolls, ruining everything at every chance they get. But it's different from just juggling beans. Have you looked, or are you gambling? I don't even know where the souls are either. Okay, we got a showman. But now also, if we are going to use ectoplasms now, because now we have 8 more antes until we can do a bean. So I'm thinking it's worth using some, but we don't want them on the burglar or the showman if we can avoid it. So hopefully we can dredge up a blueprint or another showman. I mean, this guy in instead. If you're going to find me a different showman. Actually, I think I'm just going to play around, because we can nuke this and we can find the cool banana also. Not gonna be relevant, it's just nice to have it done. Yeah, we can, but I think we can only do that when it should be in the next Arcana pack. Although I don't know if that is how it actually works, but that's the way it worked when I did the throwback. And that I missed the shop in the shop in the pack in the shop. My brain is backwards. And then I just skipped into it instead, so it's kind of when it's just the next pack instead. Can we do this with our glass cards? Welcome. We're very close, but not enough. We need the glass cards again already. A perfect timing. I mean, we have one glass card. We have a dice, which is a problem. It's 2 and 4 is pretty bad odds. I also played this for like 10 more multiplier. We don't need the sock man if we're not playing the cards. Where are all the blueprints now that we need them? This also survived somehow. Don't need an egg, another reserved parking, another flash card. Flash card could have been pretty big at this point. More dice. Also missing a lot of cards. Most of them, maybe. I think we're not doing the banana. I should have sold the ticket maybe if I want to actually blow out the banana. And also wheels, because we don't have any blueprints currently, so wheel actually fantastic now with this. That is fine also. Okay, so we can do the wheel trick at least. That's a nice side tech. Disco Showman, the chosen one. Nice. So I'm gonna say that's because we sold the other one. We got the cool one in. Encrypted we can use to make more glass cards. Oh yeah, we have room for one more. What, you want an egg? Can have this guy for more hand size. Cola. Midas. No matter. Another reserved parking. So I don't know if I've written down all the tags, but we should have 17 or 18 maybe. So if that allows for a cool setup with a negative tag, I don't know. We have this guy also in for Giga Cash. Mime is pretty good. It's more cash. Constellation is 126. We are also printing more planets I have here. But we just need to now dig quite hard for wheels to cover the dudes that we don't want, and also blueprints that now do not exist. So we have... Maybe I just skipped so many blueprints that they are now offended. They are never going to show up again. More cola. Should have sold the Invisible Man really, but he's more fun to gamble on. becoming fairly expensive, but you have to do what you have to do. Sacrifice everything, even if that includes sacrificing all the cash that we have made. To gain nothing. Disco vamp, I mean... Sure, I will have to do that. Burger Man. I mean, it's a good test though, because the guy that's in here sometimes that has all the records talks about something called sort ID, which is like the mechanic it works by. So there is a logic to it. I never remember what it is. So I guess it's on brand. We do that now, I guess, and we just play 300 bucks or whatever because we don't have the dice now, but still decent cash. We have 68 hand size to work with. We need to score on the last hand, sure. It's a very hard game when you're not looking at the game that you're attempting to play. So again, just doing this so we have them for the future. Because if we're going to run more like dice setups for cash, I'm going to just blast the glass cards. We need a fresh supply to burn. Okay, and save one hand. Move Constellation. Is it enough with 2? Yes. Luckily, I don't mind making mistakes. Button as well. Okay, am I already used to sleep? Maybe. It's gonna happen sooner or later. Negative stencil and a brainstorm, finally. Something cool. And then we can try... It's on the mime. Surprise. Nice family. Just... And then it's on the Invisible Man. Also big surprise. Okay, business as usual. So, get that because it's not gonna be a problem. Delete you. We wait for the Invisible Man. And then if he becomes something bad, we burn it, and then the brainstorm is still the latest thing that we picked up. Don't know if there's any logic in that, but that's where my brain cell is at. More cryptid is more good because more cards is more good. But we don't even need... We don't even need gold cards with this setup. Like, we're not playing tickets, so... A Disco Bull. Not rich enough for him to be mega cool, but... It does look like we actually ran out of most of the blueprints that we had. I did take some notes, but I only wrote down the ones that are like easily available. Sell the Showman for another Invisible Man, but... Realistically, he's going to be useless. There was a dice also that could have been good for cash. Do we sell him? And make more cash, because now we are not that rich. Or let's just play around and see what he ends up being. Guess that's more fun. This is going to be on the brainstorm now, 100%. No. Or nothing. That's fine. That looks good. We have a few more hands. We have 3 brainstorms and whatever that is. Okay, I don't mind the income being lower. I mean, who would argue against having more cash? The man who has to re-roll the shop 17 billion times, which I think is the number I always use to build a constellation. A star boy. The dreamer looking up at the stars. Then I show up. I rip every single planet out of the sky. Force feed it into the base hole of this boy. And suddenly he's not so interested in the planets anymore. 30E, so like we are barely ahead of negative business card. Not the worst. Right, Invisible Man. He likes to be the money card, so I'm going reserved parking is my bet. It's a showman, a disco showman. I'm actually just gonna keep it that way. Because we could sell the showman, but it would be a hassle to dig up. I still think it's more common that it ends up being the ticket, so that's why I went with reserved parking as the other cash option. But showman makes sense, it's a very troll choice, like he's nice and fancy. A blackboard. We do have spades. Actually relevant. If there's only one huge problem, that's fine. Sure, we can manage. Also now just buying the butt planet on purpose to see if I can get it to be the biggest one. 2 pair, that's another like side goal. But it just comes down to whatever we randomly pull. Do we want to trade? Oh yeah, so they are immune to the tag. Yes, that can happen. We can... When is the negative tag anyway? It's in 23, so we can skip this. Because we don't need any more vouchers. I mean, we can do the go down and anti-extra beam things, but we might skip that also. And then we can literally just ignore these. Which might be the smarter move. This is good for every other Joker. That seems to always be the case, because since you only have... Like, you have to use all of them at once, sort of. You can't carry them over if you don't re-roll more when we have many, but... Basically always ends up with things being immune. I'm also forgetting to use the wheels. I'm assuming they're going to go on the blueprints now when we actually have them. But it's still worth a try. Madness, burglar. Disco burglar, perfect. Very nice. So we don't have any disco cards, but we have 2 disco jokers. And they are jokers that we actually want, but that we don't want to be negative, so that's pretty good. We have now only 3 options. Yeah, I mean, he can be good in many things. That's another thing I'm thinking about, like my earlier videos, which I'm assuming most people have not even seen, earlier Balatro videos specifically. Space Joker is one of the things I did, but I've learned like 80 million things since then, so is it worth going back and just making them better? That's another one that comes down to playing a million hands, which is better than any Joker that requires cash and rolling through the shop, so it's not a bad one to do. Could also combo him with Burned Boy, maybe. The Burned Spaceman. Which makes sense if you end up under the rocket. We could also do varsity tags. Not gonna really be useful here. But with the dice, we should make more cash. I just need to remember to save 1 hand per score, because... And also to pay attention to the score, because now we're not printing that many planets, so Observatory isn't really scaling much. Yeah, the seed is just probably insane. But we're not doing like the perfect bean stuff. Like, imagine the bean run where we had 300 hand size. We could use a lot of these for 1 million blueprints. And that could then be used for whatever we want, which would be cool. So with 4 glass cards, this thing 136 and 4 retriggers. We're only E33, so like we might have to pick up something else for score soon. Welcome, more cool internet people. But also if this seed is crazy, like I don't remember if this is one I dug up myself or if it's from Reddit, but I did dig up a lot of seeds, so I have loads that are basically unchecked. If anyone wants to dig through seeds. We didn't even land because we sold the dice. I guess we should also just have the guy over here so we remember that he exists. So which is your favorite planet? Like which one should come out on top? Yeah, that's insane, but it's also like it's more interesting to not have that as every single video, I think, but was it that you can uncrash things, or why would it pause? So that I can't bean sit. Maybe it's like I need an insurance policy against just playing away the last hand. That too, yeah. But I've concluded in this that this is a lot of shop rerolling. I don't actually want to make that much money. The less money I can make, the more good it will be. It's like the reverse logic of the blueprints. If I'm eating all the blueprints, no one else is getting them. So if I don't eat all the cash, maybe people can get more cash. But now I am instead eating all the planets. So I guess I'm just too greedy in general. That's the problem. I mean, I'm just gonna go for 2 pair because it's the funnier name. But we do have, it's reasonably even levels. And 4 of a kind should be behind because mostly I have not had a showman, so we can actually never find dupes of that. Normally. save before the wheel. On the mime, good. Disco Burn Boy. I wonder how they burned him for him to become an entire disco. Like you stick in all the colors at the same time. That's on the brainstorm, that's not good. But does that mean... No. Quick science. Another flash card as well that we could ignore. But if I do... Because it's literally a 50-50 now, so if we do this, it's guaranteed. Yeah, cool. Big brain moves. But now we don't have a dice. So we will make less cash, that's fine. And we have another blueprint, which we can also use ectoplasm. Cool. Now we're doing the cool things. And another one. We had 68 hand size or whatever, so 3 is fine. But this is now an insane streak of just 3 negative dudes. When another burglar is better than nothing. This is also kind of cash. The big old business card. We can have the golden boy. We could have seance on ghost deck. The most useful thing. We can have a bean. So what's the idea with... Oh yeah, blue seals, right, yeah. It's a little bit late for blues. I mean, it's still good, but... Not gonna save us here. Pie day. Alright, so you are 2 hours ahead of me. You have a pie prepared? And I'm not the best chef in the universe, but a nice chicken pie or whatever is very nice. Do double reserve parking instead. Brainstorm. Okay, now we have ramped things up. So what was the conclusion on this? That we just skip these so to make literally only for the negative tag later to maybe be more cool. 32 hands, that's not a number I like to see. It's too many. But now score is also fine. Pizza math, I mean that's better than most math. I don't know if this exists anywhere else, but here they have invented... It's like instead of having a normal pizza bread, it's a mix of like whatever the standard dough is and ciabatta bread or whatever it's called. Or focaccia, one of those. Which was just strictly better, was a fantastic upgrade. So what's the score going to be now with, what, 4 more retriggers on this guy? Surely we don't need the glass cards now. Kinda do. 39 is still not good enough. Observatory will never catch up. I mean, we're printing too slow with Perkeo. Dice is good for cash. Again, I don't really want cash. Emergency Baron is, I mean, soon maybe. Because we can still play the glass cards. We could have also, like a sock or whatever would actually be vaguely relevant. Just delete the dice again, or do we delete the parking? I'm gonna do the parking. Because the dice is... But now I could have actually kept the cola in case we want to sell blueprints as more dice. Disco egg, very fancy. We're going to have to do a bit of digging every round, but I'm gonna keep it lower. And also with the hand size we have now, I don't think ticket is better yet, but if we nuke in too many ectoplasms, it will be. And also bean math is becoming harder because we only have so many non-negative slots, like we have 6. So if we have a million negative dudes, the bean ratio is always going to be bad. I guess we get this back in. More showman. Oh yeah, wheels as well. Now that we only have these 2 nerds to target. With the dice it should be slightly easier, but 2 in 4 is still terrible odds. Where are we? 144. I think if we can push it to 1,000, I think I'm just gonna stop because it's going to take weeks at this rate. There was a Baron. Did it crash because of Pi Day or something else? Or math, I'm assuming. But if we eat enough planets, maybe the score will be enough to keep up with the ease. Unlikely. But it's a dream, right? If we could just live off planets alone, that would be nice, but we would require so many. They were 0.1 multiplier each. It's actually pretty bad thing to try to scale up. Is that the balloons thing? Power defense. I know some of these things. But I've been playing only 2 games lately. Again, just time is a problem. That also sounds insane. Like if I run the egg, I leave it on overnight. Double disco. Else I still actually turn it off like an insane person. Basically daily. But it hasn't exploded on me yet, so... We don't need double dice when we don't have the parking. Let's just play around. Burger Man. -1 hand size. Well, it doesn't matter now because we don't have parking, so we just play. If we play only the gold cards, we are still fine. 2 hours around. It's the shop reroll simulator. It's the worst game that Balatro has to offer. Make a few more. Can never have too many glass boys, it turns out. It's also just a risk when I stick with this for a while that I forget whatever I'm supposed to do. Well, Saturn actually has that. That's cool. So that way you can still do that trick even on high speed or animation skip even. That sounds fantastic. Because right now the mime is not making a lot of cash. Do we just grab another one? Actually we can't because we need to sell the invisible man. Or do we just sell the dice? I think we do. Green thing ace out. We don't have parking now either, so we have no income. And next one is minus 11, so it's getting up there on the cost. Do we have a sock? That's a burglar, I think. Disco burglar, disco showman, an invisible man that will be ready next round. Which I think is again more fun to just drag him along and see if he can be useful. This in also. Okay, now we have enough cards that they don't land on top of the pile. Just go in. Do one round. Burglar. Burgerman. We need about 50 more of these. More blueprints is more good. But the setup is basically we just want these to re-trigger for score and also to make Perkeo print more planets. Now we don't have a cash thing, so we can just do that. What was I thinking about? Alright, we have 34 cards. Yeah, reserve parking. We definitely... So we could do a negative 11 here also on this if we want more cards. And it would be good to do it now, because that's the only target. I mean, we might as well try it because we can, but it's nice to skip. You see what the invisible man... So bets on this guy. I'm gonna go stencil honestly now. I guess. Could also just be... I mean, honestly, the smart bet is on Blueprint or Brainstorm, because that's like half the pile. Yeah. But I'm trying to just sneakily make less money on purpose, because I don't want to play this for 1,000 years. I'm just gonna grab some more water. I'll be back in a bit. You can take your bets on what the invisible lands meanwhile. Right, let's sell him. So the brainstorms on the blueprints, the smart bet. I'm still going standstill. It's the brainstorm. Nice. Very nice. So already, if we want parking back in, we have to slam in ectoplasm or sell him. Actual useful guy though. Still enough cards, barely. And then we're back to just eating planets. 151. There's so many beans when you don't need them. So another one. I don't think we can slam in that many more. I mean, we will be below 5 cards, but I don't know how many we had exactly, but we've used a lot of ectoplasms. 11, right? Yeah. So it's going to be hard to use anymore at all. We need more bean madness. Or maybe we don't, because again, speed. We don't do more of that. This is just literally it. We play, eat the planets, print some cash, until my arms fall off from clicking. I'm missing the tarot card. The lady one has double planets. This one. I think I'm missing more of those than I'm buying. But I have 2 burglars as well, right? We have room for something else useful. Let's just go in. Sell him now because I'm gonna forget. And we have more Stormy Bryans than we have Blue Boys. This car. Also 39 hands playing every round is one of them. We could also... I mean, we can actually afford one more as well. It will be on 11 cards, and then reserve parking is worth way less. And then we could go to ticket, but then again, that's also slow to play, so I don't know what I prefer. Because reserve parking also like requires mime and dice, really, whereas ticket only needs ticket and sock. There's less slots. Then I'm just gonna try again here where we are at. $47E, not amazing, but instantly another brainstorm. It's pretty cool. I have no idea what it refers to, but I have lived under a rock for about 10 years, so I'm going to be missing most references on literally everything. I don't know, we can use another ectoplasm if we want. We have like 23 hand size, something like that. But then parking is worse. And we could trade parking for ticket, drop the mime also. Yeah, unless we go ticket and sock. But my problem with this is that we kind of need a dice as well for it to be good, or for it to be better. Or we just sit with this, because I'm fine with either. It's also nice to... I have used ticket way more than I've used the other one. So it's nice to, again, try the options. Just a natural negative dice. We have had a crazy amount of natural negatives. Not necessarily the best, though. We had a double square man at some point. More blueprints. So we don't need the showman if we're not using more ectoplasms. I mean, if we use an ectoplasm now, it has 3 targets. Or if you mean the number, it's up to -12. Disco Bean, that's the chosen one. But is the cash out of the parking better than ticket if we were to just... Because we could dump these two. We might need the mime for score anyway. So it makes sense having him still. But we could go ticket and sock, use more of these. Question is if we want this in for a while. But I don't want to have to do the showman juggling. We might have to... We need to think a bit about the negative tag in 23, which we're probably not getting to today. But if we're going to slam in some negative ectoplasm blueprints there, we need to have a showman beforehand, which is realistically easy to do. We just have to get it done. So 6 of these, 11 total. Not bad. Can always be more though. Oh, I can't play. Right. Play a 2, we can play a 3. Could have re-rolled the boss, but be careful. I don't want to play. Don't want to play too many rounds or dig too much in the shop. This one is also a problem. I don't want to do more rounds. I don't want to have to go down and ante and play more. We have to like just chain myself to the desk. That's the 3rd natural negative ice cream, by the way. And the boy that we will always leave behind. Astronomer for all the free planets. I guess I should buy the packs also. Yeah, it would have been pretty good. But I guess that's more of a funny, like, math experiment to just... We've used quite a few planets. So he saved, on an average, like $2 per planet. Not bad. But it's not gonna be enough to matter. It's like 3 grand or whatever. Unless I'm just completely wrong. So a problem I have with math is that I look at something like that and my brain has an answer instantly, but I don't know where it came from, so I don't trust it. After the big old brain explosion, it can never be trusted with anything. But I'm hoping over time I can expand from 1 brain cell to 2, and then maybe something more. Yeah, I don't... If that's the world record, I don't think I'm going for the world record, because I would have to not make like 5 videos just to chase that and get like 10,000 views. But we are technically through... I don't think I've ever seen Disco Marble, man. Technically through half the Antes by now. So it's just a matter of how hard we dig. Showman in 20. I mean, unlikely that we go back for him, but... It's just good to also to take... This is the first time I'm playing this seed. So it's just good to have some notes as well on what we have where. If we're doing that negative tag set up again in the future. It's good to know that we have a showman. 1, 2 or 3 antis before that or whatever we need. So we don't need a Baron yet because we also have the glass cards. Gonna make more of them also. Might also just try to make a disco glass card. But then I'm risking printing less planets. The good old planet juggling. Throw away Mars a million times. Disco? No. Never disco. 42 hands. So another good thing not playing Ticket is that we don't need to play so many cards, so we don't need to add like 1,000 more cards. And we don't actually even need gold cards, so we could go steel, for example, for more Ice Cream Exploded. For more score. Since we're not on Plasma, we are going to struggle. Baron Mime with 11 retriggers is going to be pretty good though. But it makes sense to start moving to steel cards. It'll be extremely slow to do as well. And we need to play a hand for score. Which I will never remember to do either. This is before the round, there was no save. Perfect. That's 42 hands wasted. That's with autosave, so I still beans it. Kind of impressive. Already. That's going to also just crash the game, sadly. But we can definitely find a Baron. It's just we will have to trade a Brainstorm for him, which I guess is fine. Or a Stormy Brian or whatever he's gonna be called now. Look at the hand number. Remember that we need to score also, we're not using this to print cash and lose. Although that would have been a better goal as well. Just being succeed as quickly as possible, that's something I can do. Easy world record. This blackboard. Not the guy. "13 people what?" I also forget to look at the viewers. 11. We scare 2 away. By the horrible misplace. The question is when we have to dig up a Baron, because we need to do it in time. Try another disco shot in here. Okay, the only thing I can say for certain is that there's not gonna be an ectoplasm in there. Could block, maybe. But then we have cards I need to remember to juggle. It's just, again, it's good to use some of the tools we have with juggling. So that I actually learn that they exist, because it's so easy to forget. Or blocking, I should say. But then we can't buy the tarot lady with the extra planets. I think I'd rather just do this so we actually have one to use. Never disco. Or you're sleeping on your arm. Yeah, it's just... But that card is at least guaranteed to work, so... we should be happy that we get something. Burglar. No lag yet, but it's definitely coming. It's too many hands to play every round. But we could also just like make a big batch of cash early and then we can ignore cash. It's another option. Just for speed. Could set like an allowance for every shop and just leave it at that. Save a hand, at least one. If we play everything on Constellation and the glass cards, we are at 60E, so we have some margin. Don't need a Baron for a few antes. But it's like this guy can carry for a while, maybe, but not forever. Oh yeah, I should make also... We have a disco glass card, nice. Actually got one. can I start bringing these? And a fool, maybe. We have 5 of these, and I think 6 of these. So 11 plus himself, so 12 cards printed every round. So technically we have 12 legendaries, you could say. We could stab them all. The dagger. Or madness. Yeah, so where are the planets at? We have an actual clear winner in Flush 5. Pair is second. Oh yeah, that would be very helpful. We know. I'm really just... What we're doing is this thing. So we're digging for planets. It's going to be a stupid amount of rerolling the shop. 0.1 multiplier for every planet, so we're just eating every planet ever. Which is why we also have these hand levels. So pretty good. Can make one more disco guy, maybe. So it's not the most watchable Balatro experiment, but 1.29e. Yeah, that's a good. But that's not how much stronger are the rounds getting. So we're getting like 4e stronger almost per ante. Plus whatever we force feed to Constellation Nerd from Observatory alone, yeah. Do we want more of these? We can always... I mean, we can... Replace that. Find it again. We don't even need to have reserved parking in for every round, so we can still juggle colas. I mean, I'm hoping it gets to like 1,000, but it depends on... I will cut it short for time, so like I'm not gonna just go for a world record or whatever. That would be fully insane. It would take so much time. But I'm also hoping I can speed through this a bit. Like just do a reasonable amount of shop shenanigans and move on. We have room for one guy also. We could have had a Baron just to see. 500 is maybe more realistic. But that still means eating 5,000 planets. So now we have the dice, but not the parking. It's always a problem. One or the other. Then I need to write or get, I guess, get an AI to write one for me. I could look at that next time, because I'm going to end in probably like 20 minutes anyway. We could lose all our money to the boss. To a serpent because we can. But now we have ticket instead. It's not gonna... the end of the universe. What, to have it like record what it's supposed to do? Yeah, that sounds easy enough. I'm gonna write it down just so I can try it tomorrow maybe. Thanks. Anything to like speed this up is going to make it way more realistic to push it far, so it's very helpful. Oh yeah, we are now out of cards in the file also. So one more ante today maybe. More cards as well, so we can... That's also worse for just the digging. Where's Constellation? Just have him on top. Would I have to record every individual planet, I guess, so it knows what to buy, or is it just like going to try to click through everything? Is that the better setup? Because it wouldn't be able to buy more than 2 random tarots anyway, and no jokers, so it should be safe. Well, you're just gonna test it. Campfires also could be pretty cool here. We could make a big one at some point. Didn't work last time I tried it though, but that was with Saturn, I'm pretty certain. So we sold like 700 planets in one click. And we got nothing. I don't know if I care about colas anymore, because we have to juggle out the parking. I'm gonna do it. We have at least 19 tags. We might as well use wheels as well. I mean, it's not like they're going to matter a lot for score, but if we're not going to use ectos anyway. We might use 1 ecto later though when we are done making cash. Seeing so many cards to miss. Yeah, spam click. So that I get it to check off all the 4 cards every time, I guess. And it will run with whatever is on my PC, I assume. So like I have handy, so I'm control clicking to like quick buy. I missed the parking. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh. Oh yeah, we don't have parking, that's why. That's why. Is there a random cryptid in here now? There might be. Just the more planets we print, the worse the management of the pile gets as well. Because now everything is just going to be... When we buy it, it's not even at the top anymore. I need to remember parking. We played a few rounds without it now. We made no cash. We have enough of like a bank, and I'm not rolling mega deep. And we have a Baron also, so we can test like where we are at score-wise. And if I remember, I will also make steel cards. I think the problem is I don't really listen to myself, so I can say that I'm gonna do it, but it's not necessarily going to actually happen. Could have also just made a disc of rock, selling the Baron for a cola. So that should be now at least 20 tags. We have tried to write it down, but I don't trust that I've actually written down every single one. Let's see, hand. Disco Astronomer, I guess he can stay. Saving me so much cash. But in turn, we're not making cash, so he's just infinitely worse. Showman, 21. Just gonna sell him for cola. So currently the standard is literally anything gets sold for a cola. Yeah, he made a tiny... Oh, there we have it, and I didn't even miss it. Nice. Burger Man. The Mime. Win some cash. Or used to dig through 1,000,000 packs. I mean, maybe. There might be. Could do here. But Charm Tag is not that rare, so realistically we have one at some point. It's just a matter of remembering. So the lore of reserved parking is that every one of these kings, queens and jacks have a car just in here. Like the most expensive parking space in the universe is my hand. But they're paying me for it, so I guess I'm fine with it. I can't complain. I don't even know where I have the guy. 186. What charm tagging? Can you not just... What if we had a cola and 1,000,000 cards to clone the cola and we had like 1,000 double tags? And then we don't buy a showman. We still need all the 5 legendaries from somewhere. Like, it's tricky. And the question is if we end before or after that skip. I guess we can do it because we will have to go back anyway, but that's a good bit to have, that's fine. Ectoplasm, that's not allowed. It should be. Am I doing it the wrong way around? I might be. We have more brainstorms than the other one. I think you're right in that. Jimbo is the default. Like, if you have all the common nerds, whenever you pull something that would have been a common, it will be Jimbo. So that goes also for everything else, as far as I know. He's the default. Ace man with the deck. No aces. It's just... The negatives are, there are many, but they are terrible. Negative astronomer will be cool, but that's so unlikely. I also think I'm just buying less planets in general now. A 4 multiplier is pretty cool. He's not the worst. Maybe he is actually the worst. It's also the slow transfer to steal cards. Yeah, that's not bad. And stab Jimbo to make him more valuable. Seems reasonable. It's a nice and insane enough move. Flash card would have been big at this point also. If we had one. I need to remember the parking again, if we see it. Just kind of gambling on that it's common enough that we can come back. Yeah, because if they're hard to use, like, it makes sense. It's also a decent multiplier for that point of the game. It makes sense. Another astronomer. Trying to remember also like a steal or a death card. Oh, we have a soul here actually. Guess the parking is out again. That's a dude. So we did find one. I mean, I find in most seeds I check. I mean, it could have been Yorick or whatever, the guy I can't pronounce. They tend to exist very late. Is he the best one? So more parking than mine. I already don't remember if that is what I did last time, but... Yeah, we're also throwing away more cards here, so be a bit careful. But also we don't have a Baron currently, so it doesn't really matter. And we aren't relying on glass cards yet. We just might soon. So if there is a charm tag in the next one, we can skip and see if we find another one. Else this will be the last Ante today. And in 1,000 years we might finish this run. 194. You get a double tag. Skip around. Next charm tag I can see is 24. Should I write that down also? So we're ending at almost 200, and we'll see how, like, when I have time during the day, I might just go in and slam in a few rounds to speed it up. We'll see how far we get. But thank you for watching. Thanks for all the help. It's a million times nicer to actually have people around, and so much help to get things done is very helpful. I'm gonna try the macro next time also. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you around.